Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 117. It is Tuesday here in Cincinnati, and we still have this absolutely gorgeous snowy landscape. I don't have the words for it. This beautiful landscape outside of every window. The snow, it stayed cold enough that the snow has stayed on all of the branches and the ground, and it's just incredible. I'll take some pictures and post them over in social media on my hashtag I've created, I am here now Gaia, just to try translate the peacefulness and the stillness of what has arrived here in our community in Cincinnati. It's so pretty and it's so calming. You know, it feels like the word blanket of snow. I was just sharing this with a friend of mine. Even the word, like a blanket of snow, it feels like everything just gets slowed down, and there's this invitation to move a little slower and spend some time cuddling on the couches and snuggling under blankets and matching it's like an energy of underneath, like all the gunk and dirt that we've been looking at is just pausing for a moment, and there's this blanket of purity that's put on top of all of us to just catch our breath and breathe a little bit. Rest, because there's going to be way more energy coming this year, way more clearing happening, way more expansion. And so for right now, we're invited into this little blanket that is happening. So I share that image with you and the feeling and the words with you as I lead us into this topic for today. I have been moving through an energy healing process from my friend Alicia Mathewson called the Rising Star Healing. You'll have to look at her website to get all the details in the way that she describes it. What I will share here in this space is how I experience the movement of energy in this 21-day process. And the reason I'm sharing it is because today specifically is the 24-hour period that I am moving through the third eye chakra. And so that's what I want to explore, talk about, is this idea of how we engage more fully with our intuition, with our third eye. So in this healing system that Alicia and many others that she works with have perfected, the energy is activated in your crown chakra. So for this time, we did it over the phone. She's done these sessions in person with me. And she'll either stand at my head and move the energy in through my crown by putting her hands at my crown chakra, or over the phone, she'll tell me we're ready to start. We'll hang up the phone, and then she'll describe, or she'll do the process herself, and she'll have described in advance to me what's going to happen, so I'll be able to visualize it and then feel it. But the energy is called in from your source, your creator, your soul, this universal consciousness that I talk about often. It's called in through your crown, and then it is activated, moved down through each of your chakras all the way to your root, connecting you into the earth. And that whole process of the healing session takes 45 minutes or so. What happens over the next 21 days is each chakra gets activated 3 times. So the crown chakra is where you start. So the first 24 hours of your session, after your session, you're feeling this energy moving in your crown chakra. So the places where you're not in full flow and alignment in your chakra will wake up, will clear out, will come up for your awareness. And it moves like that through each chakra in a 24-hour period all the way down to your feet, to your root, and then back up to your crown, and then back down to your feet. Well, your root, but I go all the way to the feet. And so it's an incredible adventure, a discovery. I don't know that everybody experiences it or feels it the same way, so this is simply my interpretation of it. But it's a powerful healing and activation process to clear out the stuff that no longer serves you, the stories, the beliefs, the patterns, the limitations, and then to really open yourself up fully to a deeper connection to your soul, to source, to God, to a deeper connection to humanity, to the earth. It's just this beautiful process that I have absolutely loved. And so we're completing this last phase right now of moving from the crown all the way down to the roots and into the earth. And it's going to complete next week on the full moon, and then the following weekend is my birthday. So there's just a really sweet savoring that I'm experiencing in this last flow down through the third row of the chakras. We've gone down, up, and now we're going down again. So today when I was tuning in for my podcast, I was like, what do I want to talk about? After yesterday's long discussion about time, which was so funny to me, what did I want to share today? And all that kept coming up is third eye, the clearing out of the cobwebs that so many of us are starting to experience. When we are little, when we're born and we're young children, our chakra systems are typically very open, and our connection to the realms around us are clear. We can see through our third eye, which is the energy center located between your physical eyes and then up into your forehead. That whole area there from the bridge of your nose to the right underneath the crown of your head is your third eye chakra. So it encompasses a lot of the brain, a lot of the secret hidden parts of the brain, the parts that science doesn't quite understand yet or has a logical explanation for. And when we're little, it just works. We see things, we know things, we try to tell the adults around us things, and they don't believe us because they've turned that part of their chakras lever down. They were told by their parents that it wasn't true, and they turned it down. And so here we are, as grown-ups telling our children that that's not true, or they don't see that, or that can't be real. And so it's this limitation that we have imposed generation after generation on our children. And then we grow up and continue doing it. And what I believe and know from myself to be true is that there are so many ways and resources that we can clear the energy out, the limitations out of the third eye chakra, and begin activating that knowing again, that ability to see the dimensions or realms that aren't physical right in front of us. So creative artists are typically very tuned in their third eye chakra, so they will be able to draw art or create images to translate something that they see in their mind's eye, but that others around them can't see. Like movies, this is movies, right? Movie makers create a reality that they've been able to see with their intuition in their third eye, and they translate it into something physical, so then others can go and sit in a movie theater and with their physical eyes see into the third eye of the one who made the movie. And then perhaps that activates a knowing or an awareness in the viewer's third eye. It's this incredible dance that we all have between the physical world and the spiritual, energetic, unseen world. And we go back and forth. And the reason it feels like this topic is coming up for today is that I get many questions from very wise, intuitive people asking, is it a blessing or a curse to be able to see with your mind's eye? Is it right or fair or good to share what you see with those around you, or is it best to keep those intuitive visions or knowings to yourself? How do we navigate the third eye's ability to see in a way that's in integrity and in truth and honoring of the other person's journey and experience? It's a big question, isn't it? Yeah, so my answer lately, and I bring it forward simply for you to explore on your own. This is my expression, my experience of it, and each person has their own way of living their soul's journey in a human body. For me, it always comes down to truth and to love and to kindness. And it serves to be in truth as often and as vulnerably and as empowered as possible. So what that looks like is, if there is a conversation you're having with someone and you see or feel or intuit information that is pressing against you to be shared, ask for permission from the person to share it, and then trust that you saw or felt something on their behalf or to share with them because it was with purpose. That the energy between your soul and their soul has brought that forward, and you can simply ask for permission. If they say yes, share it with kindness and truth and love. Not from a place of fear, not from a place of I'm trying to save you or fix you or make you better or make you whole. Each one of us is perfect exactly as we are, no matter where we are in our journey. And so you don't have to fix or save anybody. You're simply trusting the energy, the information that's flowing through you, and you offer it with love and no attachment. What the person does with it from there is completely up to them, and your ability to simply share what you were seeing or feeling once they said okay is a gift that you offer them. And then they're allowed to have their own experience after that. What often happens, and it has happened for me so many times in the past, and it's taken a long time for me to get to the point now where I'm less attached. I'm not perfect at it at all, but I'm getting better all the time. So is what I tell everyone, just keep reminding yourself you're getting better all the time, and it gets easier to do this more and more that you do it. I would get tangled up or attached to the person doing the thing that I saw for them, or taking what I shared with them and making dramatic changes in their life so they could step into what I saw for them. And so I would have all these attachments to how they received what I was seeing and sharing with them. For some of my journey, I didn't ask for permission. I would just tell them what I saw or tell them what I felt, and it would feel like a bomb going off in their space, I'm sure, because sometimes we don't want to see truth. We don't want to know truth. We're not ready yet for that level or depth of truth. And so when we receive it, it's like, whoosh, not fun. And I've had that happen to me many, many times, where someone has said something to me and I was like, oh, ouch, right? Like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. That hurts. And then I've got to go back into my cocoon and ponder and cry and rage and, sit with it because it hurts so much, and do my clearing before I'm ready to come back out. I've learned it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be painful or invasive of another person's journey. So the agreement, if that's a shift you're going to make, if that's how you've experienced third eye activations or intuition being shared, if it's been painful or harsh, the invitation is start asking for permission as you offer something, and teach others around you that you want to be asked first before they offer you information that may be more than you're ready to see or feel in the moment. As we create those new boundaries or agreements, then we control, in a sense, the pace of how fast we're moving in our journeys. We're in our own driver's seat of how we are waking up. Yeah, and that's the gift of free will here on this planet. We're allowed that choice. We're encouraged to make choices that are empowering for each of us, and they're different. Everyone has a different journey. So it's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot here in the third eye. I believe more of us are going to see more and understand and feel more intuitively than we ever have before. And sometimes that can be very confusing. We don't know what is our projection or our made-up fantasy or what is real. And a lot of times that's factored by time. We may be seeing something that happened in the past or something that's going to happen in the future, and because our time continuum is feeling like it's shifting or weird, or we're in Einstein time like we talked about yesterday, the timing of what we're seeing and sharing isn't as accurate as how it feels to us. And so I offer again the advice, like, don't attach to the timing. And when you share something, don't pin down that it has to be in a certain time frame. Just describe the way it feels in your body, or the shift you feel may be happening or that is possible. And again, bring it back to a place of sharing from kindness and from love and concern and care for the other person that you're in conversation with. Yeah, what else about the third eye? It is a gift that is meant to be held with reverence and integrity. Our ability to see beyond the physical is something that we had when we were young, and many of us shut off, including myself, and blocked to keep ourselves safe or protected. And now it's arriving back in our awareness. We're seeing more clearly again. And so instead of approaching it as it's a curse or something that's here to be harmful or will blow up our lives, receive it as a gift that your soul is communicating with you in different ways, that the flow of your connection to your soul, your source, creator, the universe is increasing. The third eye chakra in your forehead, it's connected to the crown chakra above, which directly connects you to God, source, creator, one. And it's connected down to your throat. The third eye is right in the middle of the crown and the throat. So if we have a lot of love and support and energy coming in through our crown from how we are connected to God, coming into our third eye, and then we don't say anything, our throat gets tight and contracted, and all that energy sits in our third eye, and then we want to close our eyes and go to sleep because it's too much and it hurts too much, and then we choke on our words, or we hold it down until it erupts, and then we're like blah, 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 and we're throwing up all over people. So practice an easy flow of energy and play with it going both directions. So as you're visualizing energy coming in through your crown from source or God and moving into your third eye and lighting up this ability to see and know, like a lighthouse, the lamp in a lighthouse just going bright, wide awake, shining out, seeing and knowing things. Have that same flow go gently down into your throat and expand your throat chakra and allow more light and energy to move out through your throat, to come in through your ears, to move out through your ears. That whole throat chakra is more than just your throat and your mouth. It's your ears too, and your neck. And then practice playing with, can I bring energy from the earth all the way up through my bottom chakras, all the way up through my heart, into my throat chakra, and then up into my third eye, so I see in a very grounded, real, connected way here on this planet. Play with the energy flowing both ways. And then start to trust what you see. If you don't like expressing it through your throat, journal, write, record audios, create little videos and put them in a folder. You don't have to show them to anybody until you feel you want to. But allow the energy to have an expression. Allow yourself to start writing down, journaling, tracking what it is that you're seeing with your third eye, and then watch how it plays out in the world around you. If you get an image in your third eye of someone you love and all you can see is that person, you don't know why, send them a quick message. Just say, hey, just thinking about you, love you, sending you a hug. And watch, track, see, is there something happening in their world where they needed that love from you today? As you start to, this coach that I used to follow, she would say, create an evidence log, right? So you would see something or know something or set a goal, and then you would write it down, and then you would track the proof or the evidence of how that was manifesting. You can play that game with your third eye. You don't have to share it with anybody. Just write down or record what it is that you see or feel. And then every few weeks or months, go back and look at it and make it a long-term game with yourself, right? How is your intuition practically guiding you here as an adult in this lifetime? Let it be fun again, just like when we were children. It doesn't have to be hard work. Okay, third eye magic. Have some fun with it today. Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love from my heart to yours.